Hello, everyone. Today we will continue with the H3I Cloud Computing course. Previously, we introduced the basic concepts of IT, including the challenges of traditional IT. Now we will mainly discuss the development trends of IT and how we should move forward in the future. First, let's review the architecture of traditional enterprise IT. What is its main problem? The main issue is, first of all, if each application has isolated resources, it will monopolize our physical server. For example, here we have our first server. On this server, we have an operating system installed, along with some software. This software could be for a website or a database, regardless of the type. The point is that this service or application will monopolize this physical server. This leads to low resource utilization because no matter how much you use this service, you can't possibly use all the resources of the entire system or server. So this results in low resource usage rates. Some might be as low as 2%, 30%, or 50%. Achieving 50% is actually quite good. In some cases, it can be even lower, like 2% or 30%, which is a significant waste of resources. Moreover, it complicates our operations and maintenance. So this leads to low resource utilization rates, which could be as low as 2%, 30%, or 50%. Achieving 50% is actually quite good. Some cases can be even lower, like 2% or 30%, which represents a significant waste of resources. Moreover, we are responsible for operation and maintenance. This process can be quite complex. Why? Because each server has different services running on it, right? When you go to maintain them, you actually need to maintain each server individually, including the operating system. This results in higher costs, which is a major issue with traditional servers. This can be referred to as resource silos. Resource silos isolate each resource, essentially separating them. Now let's move on to the second step. So this actually, when it comes to the second step of virtualization, relatively speaking, this situation has been alleviated a lot. Virtualization in our overall one. The evolution of enterprise infrastructure is actually very important. Since the advent of virtualization, we can integrate all our physical servers into a unified resource pool through our virtualization technology. This means we consolidate all our physical servers into one resource pool. And then we use our virtualization management platform, to install virtual machines. So after we unify everything, it means that we won't directly install the operating system on the physical servers. Instead, we'll install virtual machines on the virtualization platform. Then, we can deploy various software within those virtual machines, allowing us to flexibly allocate our resources. The size of the CPU and memory means that adjusting the hardware of your physical server can be quite challenging. Why? Because whenever you want to make adjustments, you have to shut down the server every time you adjust the CPU or memory. Right, one must put this. Your motherboard, disassemble the server motherboard, adjust the CPU, right? Adjust the memory. The hard disk is actually a little easier. We can directly plug and unplug the hard disk on this panel, but if you want to adjust the CPU memory, you need to open the motherboard. So this is actually one major issue is that adjusting resources on physical servers can be quite difficult. However, with our virtual machines, if we run out of resources, we can easily add more anytime. If we have too many, we can just as easily remove them. Increasing or decreasing memory and CPU is very, very convenient. The same goes for the hard drive. So there aren't as many complicated steps anymore. The allocation of resources becomes much more flexible. Plus, our hardware utilization will also be higher. It also saves resources, which is one of our key points. Virtualization is actually a very important improvement for our overall architecture. It's a crucial point. And now, we're mainly going to talk about cloud computing. That is our enterprise cloud, the cloud-based IT architecture. So what is the qualitative change in a cloud-based architecture? First of all, the first point is we can use a cloud operating system, a cloud computing operating system, to achieve global resource scheduling. So at the bottom layer, we essentially have a cloud computing operating system. Using this operating system, we can manage multiple different services above it, managing various different business operations. One of the benefits, let me give you a great example, is elastic scaling. So elastic scaling means that during peak business times, we can automatically expand our resources. And during low periods, we can automatically release resources. This way, the costs have also gone down, right? And what about efficiency? We've improved that too. During your peak period, I will open a few more virtual machines for you. I will open a few more virtual machines. Efficiency can be improved, right? Well, when you reach the bottom, you don't need so much. Well, I can shut down temporarily, leaving only the most basic ones to ensure basic operation and shut down everything else. This can also save a lot of costs. This is actually one of the benefits of elastic expansion, and it is also a key, to our cloud architecture. That's a key feature, right? This is our traditional architecture, actually. Let me give a simple example. For our e-commerce platform, traditional architecture generally requires about 2 to 3 months for deployment. But when we migrate to our cloud architecture, it can be done in just 3 days. Plus, it can handle the traffic during events like 11, which can surge tenfold. This is actually how our cloud computing optimizes traditional architectures and other related IT industries. Some increases in traffic, including some of ours. The overall effect is to improve efficiency. And this is what we want. The overall development of enterprise IT infrastructure has evolved from the traditional physical architecture to virtualization, and then to our cloud architecture. This is the entire development process we've gone through. After understanding all this, after everyone has learned about cloud computing, I think everyone should understand the overall trend, right? This trend is based on computation. Thirdly, platforms have gradually become mainstream in our IT industry. Starting from the very beginning, in the early 1960s, what did we first have? We had the first mainframe of the big computing platform. Then by the 1980s, what appeared? Local area networks and internet servers. In this century, about a decade ago, at this time we will see this cloud platforms, big data, mobile internet, the Internet of Things, and other related concepts are all connected to our cloud computing. So, when it comes to cloud computing, here we have, at present, we are one of the global ones. Currently, globally, the market share, many traditional servers remain. 1/3 of the global market is from our third platform, and the second type holds 2/3 of the market budget. Our 100% IT growth is driven by the third platform. In a few years, physical servers will be less common. Physical servers won't be eliminated as our cloud services rely on them. This won't change. The foundation is physical servers, but we won't use them alone anymore. Our IT growth of 100% is driven entirely by the third platform. So, gradually, over time, in a few years, the use of physical servers on their own will become increasingly less and less common. Of course, physical servers can't be eliminated because our cloud services are fundamentally based on them. That's something that won't change. The foundation will always be physical servers. It's just that in the future, we probably won't be using physical servers on their own anymore. What I mean is, it's about directly using the cloud platform. Directly using the runtime means the underlying infrastructure is physical servers. Then we can set up these physical servers as a cloud platform. Whether you're a large enterprise or a small business, you can actually build this cloud platform. It's just that if you have fewer servers, your overall resources might be a bit limited, which is normal. However, overall, whether it's a large enterprise or a small one, in the future, cloud computing will definitely be a mainstream direction for development. It's already starting to change the business models of the IT industry, including construction models, can actually help companies uncover more commercial value through big data. This includes promoting the development of a second data layer for enterprises. So, all of this, actually, in the future, is basically in about 10 years. Let me make a simple prediction. Basically, within 10 years, our overall, in the server field, everything will basically revolve around cloud computing, including, of course, in the future, we might also incorporate other technologies, like AI. By adding AI, we can help manage these cloud platforms and other related aspects. So this is the overall trend for our future. For today, let's stop here. If you want to learn Huawei technology or get access to Huawei certification question banks, feel free to message me or leave comments below the video for technical discussions. Alright, that's it for today. Bye everyone.